your call.
Not really. I just work here.
Dues! Yeah, we're moving, dudes. We're moving. Oh, you were looking for me?
Yeah.
I was looking for you.
Sorry.
I
Just
decided
wrong
just
spot,
to come
wrong
in here.
time.
It's all right. It's all right. I thought we did a really good job in the second half defensively, and that was really key. Green Bay's playing with great energy, great enthusiasm. Their zone, I think, just it slowed our ball movement a little bit in that first half, where we were kind of just a little bit unbalanced. I thought we took some really good shots that we did not make, and I thought in the second half we did a better job of getting the ball into the paint, whether it was Khalil finishing, Enoch getting fouled, and then we had some timely threes from some guys that really allowed us to kind of take control of the game.
This is some rough starts the past couple of games. How good did it feel to get off, on a better foot this game compared to the last two on the road?
Yeah, it was something we talked about, trying to make sure that we were ready to go from the start of the game, ready to play for 40 minutes. And I thought we did a pretty good job of that. I thought, especially on the defensive side, we did a pretty good job of it. We were pretty consistent throughout defensively. Sometimes shots don't go in, but there was a couple possessions where we had, as that half went on, where we had some incredible ball movement, and we didn't make some shots. And we talked about, you can't get frustrated if you're taking great shots, and I thought that we were doing that for a majority of the game. But I thought our defense, again, really carried us throughout, and it was good to see us, string together a much more consistent effort than we had in the past two.
Jackson Last had a pretty impactful game tonight, especially with what he did rebounding. How would you assess just what you saw from him tonight? And more broadly speaking, how pleased were you with the effort on the glass?
Well, I think it's something that we talked about going into the game. We thought we could get some offensive rebounds, and I thought he did a great job of that. Led us in offensive rebounds with 4. But Jackson, he's just so versatile. He's able to play multiple positions. He's able to guard multiple positions. He's able to make good decisions offensively. He's able to rebound the ball. He understands our offense inside and out, so he's able to really help facilitate and move the ball. And then when he makes a couple threes like he did tonight, all of a sudden, that just opens things up for other people. But, Jackson has great value, and that's why he's, played as many minutes as he's had. And, we're hoping that he can continue to build on it.
You mentioned the offensive rebounds. You guys had 20 second chance points tonight. Just how key in your eyes was it just generating those second chance opportunities?
It was something we talked about going into the game. It was something we talked about at halftime. Enoch went in and got one at the end of the first half where he got fouled and made 2 free throws, and he had 2 in the second. And he's a guy that we've been having get back for large portions of the year. But with Mike playing some more minutes because of some of the foul trouble with Steph and Khalil, we were able to let E go to the rim. And he's obviously a great offensive rebound last year. He did a great job of it. So again, it's things that I think, when you're not maybe making as many shots and you have some opportunities to get to the glass, it's always helpful to do so. And I thought it really benefited us tonight.
Coach, you struggled from three-point line in the first half. You mentioned, in the second half you guys started to dominate the pass. Was that something that kind of came out of those three-point struggles, or was trying to control the game down low something that you wanted to do going in?
I think just trying to find some balance. I think obviously we took some really good threes in the first half that we didn't make, and we tried to talk about getting the ball into the paint, which I thought we did a decent job of in the first half. But I thought in the second half we did a really good job. Mike kind of got us going with some dribble penetration. Enoch got going with some dribble penetration. We were able to get Khalil on some opportunities, on some cuts, and some post-ups. And then I think that led to us being able to just keep them on their heels, whether it was now we're trying to get into the paint and the defense is collapsing. Now we can kick out for good threes. Or now they're extending, trying to take Josh away or take Jackson away, and now we get dribble opportunity to drive it, right? And that's really what we talk about all the time is, just trying to make the right play, whether it's your shot opportunity or it's an opportunity to move it or penetrate it. And that's what I thought we did a good job of in the second half.
another A-block performance on the defensive side of the ball. Can you just speak on the defense's ability to, block those shots and protect their perimeter at a high rate, like you guys have been doing over these past several games?
I never really look a ton into shot blocks. Sometimes when you have to block a shot, sometimes it's almost out of emergency, like you're somebody's beat and you got to come over and you got to protect. Obviously, it's a nice luxury to be able to have. Khalil does a great job of it. He had 3 of them tonight. Steph had a couple. And I thought we were able to contest some jump shooters as well, where Jackson got a couple block shots as well. And it was, anytime you can protect your rim, it's critical. And there's a couple ways you can do it, through shot blocks and through charges. And we promote all those things as much as we can. Especially the charge side.
Your team took control in the second half, outscoring your opponent 41-27. What was your message during halftime?
We're just continuing to play, continuing to follow our formula, right? We got to continue to guard. I felt like we had to do a better job in the second half than we did in the first of guarding the basketball, and I think we did a good job of that in the second half. And then just continuing to trust to move the ball offensively. I thought we took some good shots, and you can't be frustrated sometimes when they don't go in, because that happens in the game. We got to continue to control what we can control, and that was on the defensive side. And I thought when we were able to string some stops together, that led to us to be able to get some easy baskets and be able to kind of take control and build a lead.
Your team had 4 different players reach double digits. How were you able to spread the ball with such great success?
That's what we promote every day. We want guys trusting each other, moving that basketball, trying to find the highest percentage shots, trying to be as efficient as we can be. And some days it'll be, one guy's opportunity, and the next day it might be another. And like today, it was a number of guys had opportunities to kind of make the right play or make the shot. And, as long as we're taking shots that we're ready, that we make it a high percentage, and then we're open, that's really all we want from our offense.
Andy, less than 2 weeks ago, Green Bay beat Milwaukee, obviously a team competing for a regular season title here. Does that just kind of encapsulate the importance of staying humble and just not overlooking anyone in this league on a night-to-night basis?
I mean, it's so hard to win games, period. We always talk about respecting the game. You always got to respect the game. You have to respect your opponent, right? And if you ever try and skip steps, you put yourself in jeopardy, right? And we, they were in a close game against Detroit over last weekend. Obviously, they beat Milwaukee. They made 16 threes in that game. So they're Division I players, and Coach Owens is doing a great job, in a tough situation. Those guys are playing aggressive. They're playing hard. They're competing as hard as they can. And, you can see that when you watch film. You can see, the urgency that they're playing with, the confidence they're playing with. And we expressed that to our guys. And I thought they did a good job of, preparing themselves and then going out and executing. I mean, it's, people look at records sometimes and think like, oh, all of a sudden, this is just going to be a double-digit win, by showing up. And you look at a lot of teams across the country who might not have the best record, and go look at their scores. Go look at their halftime scores. Go look at how close they were to maybe flipping 4 or 5 games because of 1 or 2 possessions, or 4 or 5 possessions in the course of a game. And we talk about that all the time. And we've been on the wrong side of some of those games so far this year, and we're trying to get better and trying to improve. But we don't have the right to overlook anybody, and we got to make sure that we bring our best every time we get on the floor.
After having 2 players with 3 fouls just 11 seconds into the second half, how were you able to manage your lineup?
I thought we got some good contributions, like Chris Ford. I thought came in and gave us some really good minutes. That was certainly helpful. Khalil getting the first one basically on the first play of the second half was a little bit nerve-wracking. We gave him a couple minutes more. He was urgent defensively. Then we were able to go with Steph, for a couple minutes. We were able to go with Trey for a couple minutes. So I think, just trying to get it by committee was really key. And then again, that's where the versatility of Jackson really helps, because we can kind of swing him into some different roles and some different positions. And then again, Chris came in and gave us good minutes in those second half that really allowed us to kind of stem the tide.
Coach, obviously, I'm pretty sure you guys only played the same amount of players, but they only had 9 available to them. Was that something that you guys tried to exploit, knowing that there wasn't much that they had a deep bench available?
No, I mean, I think you're always just trying to take each and every possession as it comes. There was a couple of times we felt like fatigue was potentially setting in, and we wanted to continue to kind of keep that ball pressure, try and make them work for shots, not allow them to get some easy stuff. But that's stuff we do typically regardless of, available guys on either side. I think certainly towards the end there was a couple threes that I thought they had some clean ones on that they missed, and that could have been, due to some fatigue. But, we're just trying to make sure we keep our house in order on our side of the bench. We can't worry a whole lot about what they got going on down the other end.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, Andy.
Coach.
Next.
Coach. I got one.